Hello. How we doing? Good. Hey. You guys gonna have different questions than everybody else, do you think? I'll let you know.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? Yeah.
Hello. Hey. Nice shoes.
Absolutely. Nuggets, fries, drinks, what do you name it?
You guys started getting them set for me here. Height-wise, yeah.
Last year I didn't plan on winning the Daytona 500. I didn't have enough underwear in my luggage for Monday to stay in Daytona. Like I wasn't thinking that was what was going to happen.
Well, you always want to win one more. The problem with winning this one is I might just ride off after I'm done. If we win this one, I might just ride off and not come back.
At least there's not going to be an 18 signboard out there for me to pull into. It's no longer here. It's just not gone. They retired it because I'm too good. Just kidding. But to see the 8, just don't forget. Find the 8 and get in the 8. So at least one number's still the same.
What do you call it?
Party and plaid. It's always been kind of a joke. I actually, when I did the double backflip, they said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want a plaid shirt." And Dixon came on as a great sponsor, so obviously making flannels. And Black Rifle, we always just joke about the plaid. So I said, "Look, let's do. I'm known for plaid in America, so let's make it. When you see it on the bank, see an American flag, and on the sides it's plaid. So it's my wife says it clashes, but it's going to be a good time."
I like that big picture. I tweeted it out. I was like, "This is my favorite look today." Says Black.
Thanks.
We've changed more in the last few years than we've ever changed, I think. And it's been a big deal, right? I mean, we've seen great success on going to new venues. We've seen that over the last little bit, right? Going to the Road America, when we went there the first time, it was people everywhere. Gateway last year, the Clash was a big win, right? So you start thinking of, okay, we're going to new markets, getting people that haven't been to a race before to experience what we're doing. Hey, this is good. So more of that. Why not? You probably should continue doing that. So the street course is a great add to that standpoint. The cars are obviously different. So last year that was that change. But yeah, you got to evolve and keep up with the times, right? And it's a balance of staying true to what got you here and your roots and what's there, but also being open-minded enough not to get stuck there. Because think about it, if they didn't keep evolving the automobile, we'd still be driving around Model Ts today. No, anyone would like that compared to what you have today. So we got to keep moving forward.
They've made so many big changes the last couple of years. As a driver, you're always like, oh man, you don't really want to see them change things, and then they do, and it ends up being fun. So I think, the fans have been excited and fired up about what's been going on and how the sport's been going, and that's good for all of us. So still enjoying it, and we'll see what the new stuff brings this year.
Before I even signed a contract, talked to the Wood Brothers about driving for them, anything, me and my dad are building a hot rod truck, and decided to paint it Wood Brothers colors. So called Lynn and Eddie Wood and asked for their paint codes from their old Mercury they used to race, and obviously they had them because they have everything, and we've painted our truck Corinthian white with Rangoon red wheels, right? So that's how much, to me and my dad, we had this project that we built together, and I was still running in Xfinity Series for Joe Gibbs Racing, and we wanted to paint it like a Wood Brothers car. And then sure enough, a few months later, we get a call that maybe it'd be an opportunity to drive for them, and talks obviously went well, and here I am. But driving for them, it is it's a big honor. It's a big responsibility, I think, because you want to carry on the legacy of those drivers that came on before you and do it the right way. They're sitting at 99 wins, so having the opportunity to get their 100th win is a big honor for sure.
Have they seen the truck, and what was their reaction?
Yeah, so they've seen pictures of the truck. I mean, my dad and I are pretty busy, and we kind of vowed to not work on it unless both of us could work on it. So it's not done yet. It's been about a 3-year project, but yeah, it's an old 35 Ford truck, kit truck, and we've kind of got it rat rotted out, and yeah, I'm excited. It's almost done. We're close, but now that the season's starting again, I'd say the odds of it finishing anytime soon are pretty low for sure.
Not a whole bunch you can't do, right? You get up to speed good, hit the gears right. After that, fast car's gonna go fast, right? Like that's just what it is. Now when the draft starts going, start working lanes, that's where the driver starts earning their money. But today is one of those days that you're overpaid, right? You have overpaid days and underpaid days. Today's an overpaid day for us in qualifying.
Whew. By making it. By making it first, right? I'm an open car, so I got to make it in before I can give them a show. So let's just take it one step at a time. Let's make it first.
They know how much I care and how much pressure I put on myself every weekend to be at my best. And I don't settle for anything less than what I quote is perfection for myself. And none of us can be perfect. We always make mistakes, but that's what I strive for. So it's going to be a challenge. There'll be ups and downs. There'll be moments I'm frustrated and with myself and things like that. But I think compared to 5 years ago, I'm way more comfortable in my skin of what we've accomplished over the last 4 years at College Racing. I know that I can win on any type of racetrack, and I think I let it go a little bit easier if it doesn't go well that week. And what I love about Matt and Chris especially, they let me be me. And they know that if I'm not happy, it's because I care so much, and we're just going to keep pushing.
We honestly, AJ and I don't talk about racing at all. We've probably had one racing-driven question or talk in our lives. Yeah, we just don't. We have such different driving styles. He's an open wheel guy, very aggressive movements with the wheel. I'm a dirt guy, very smooth. And both obviously are fast, neither wrong or right, just different. So it's hard to lean on each other, but it's nice to have that support system for sure.
I remember I was at a tavern 2 minutes up the road during lunch from SHR, and I got a call from Tony Stewart, and it started off as, "Hey, bud, I got some bad news for you." And I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? I've turned down, Xfinity rides, truck rides. I've put all my eggs in the basket. This is all happening so quick but so slow. And he says, "You got to drive the 41." So it was Tony definitely pulled one on me, but it's awesome.
That's the favorite thing to do.
Yeah, oh yeah. when you're the other person.
Yeah, that's how I found out I was actually going to the Cup Series too. He invited me up to the house, told me that it was for this big sponsor pitch to figure out if highpoint.com was going to go Cup Racing or Xfinity Racing or just get out completely. And come to find out, the deal had been signed for like 2 or 3 weeks, and he was telling me I was needing to be there to sell it all and put in all this work into it. And then at the dinner table, he told me that he had all these hidden cameras in the house, and he was telling me I was going Cup Racing. So Tony's a big prankster. He loves getting people on that. And I thought for me it was pretty cool. Tony, when he did it, told me, hey, you only get told you're going to the Cup Series one time. He wanted to make sure my parents were there and had all the cameras, so I would have that moment forever. So, yeah, Tony's an awesome guy, but definitely loves to prank people.
Really had a vision of a handful of sports car races, IndyCar, NASCAR, maybe some off-road races again. And as I started down the NASCAR idea first, this opportunity came about with Petty GMS and Maury Gallagher. And a lot happened in a very short period of time, and an opportunity presented itself to me that I really didn't see coming. And, it just felt right. It felt like it was a decision I needed to make, not only to come back and drive, but to also be a part of the sport for many years to come.
Was coming back and driving a condition of buying into the team?
The driving piece was really what I was looking for, and I thought, well, if I drive, maybe there's a way to drive and have more meaning behind it. And then this ownership concept started to come about, and Mr. Gallagher, with the way he wants to grow the team, his vision for the long game and years to come, I fit perfectly into the program, and we were able to put a deal together.
The realization was when he FaceTimed me before the Roval last year. That was pretty cool because obviously I pay attention to what goes on in the world. Like, I watch his fights, you know what I mean? I see this is a guy that I grew up watching him, beat the crap out of people and be really successful, right? So it's cool to be affiliated with him. It's cool to be on that team, but it also makes you really want to do well for him. So we'll see what happens.
And then I have to ask you, how many times have you been to Tootsie's on Broadway?
Oh my God, 30 times maybe? Yeah, I love it. I love Tootsie's. It's great. The very first time I went there, I couldn't believe it. How small it was and how packed it was of people. And then I started to understand all the history of it, how many years it's been around, and how much people love it. Just people are just very loyal, and they love going to Tootsie's. It's the only purple building in Broadway, so that's quite special too.
It's hard for me to complain about the schedule because if we had more off weekends, I would still be off racing other stuff. So I can't complain when I race 100 times a year. So obviously, yes, I would love to have more off weekends because I probably would spend that time going to do, which this off week this year I will go on vacation. I won't race, but yeah, if I had more off weekends, I would go race. But it's whatever.
Well, it makes you even more mad. It's just more disappointing knowing you're that close to something so historic. Second stinks, no matter what race you're at. But, here it just even burns even more. When we lost this race by 2 feet a few years ago, that one really burned when you're closer. I'd rather lose by, 10 seconds than 2 feet. So, just the importance of the race, running second is just stings.
The reality is you control very little. No matter how hard you try, you control very little as a single person. And so you're relying on all these other people, and then you're relying on all these, seemingly forces of nature to come together. And, the days where it comes together, it's easy to lose sight of it and think, it was me. It was all the work I put in. Me. And when it goes wrong, it's really easy to, deflect and just be angry at everybody else, the universe, what have you. And so, I think there's certainly a better way to go about it. And, I do try to maintain my faith that, hey, the good days and the bad days, I'm in them for both, and I'm lucky to be here. And being a race car driver is one of the biggest blessings one could ever experience.
I got to have all three facets line up. I've got to have the skill, I have to have the luck, and I have to have the execution. And those are the three things that equal race winning. And it's very hard to get all three of those to line up on any given day, much less on Daytona 500 day, because luck being probably 20-30% of it, driver skill probably being 50, and the other is the execution. So I just think it's so hard to do. You can get caught up in a wreck here, obviously, a lot easier than you can any other racetrack. So it's really hard to dictate your outcome as much as you could on a different type of racetrack. But I've been very blessed to kind of make those numbers all line up at the same time, at least 3 times.
We got to Fontana last year and it was back to work. And you try and remind yourself throughout the week because you got so many obligations and people pulling you in different directions, and there's different things you already planned on in your life that were going to happen that next week. Last year I didn't plan on winning the Daytona 500. I didn't have enough underwear in my luggage for Monday to stay in Daytona. I wasn't thinking that was what was going to happen. Obviously a possibility, certainly believe that can happen, especially when you're driving for Roger Penske. But certainly I did pack an extra set of underwear this year because it can't happen, and those are things you need. It's just funny, or like who's driving your camper home because you were going to do it, and just things like that. I've got a bit more perspective on the demands of this race for sure.
I think I dream about it a lot, even during the day sometimes, just thinking different scenarios. And I don't know if you really call it dreaming or planning or what you would look at, but I've always dreamt of winning, but I've really, I think about different scenarios a lot because I've been in these races a lot, and you don't really know when to block, when not to. It's your choice, right? So between you and your spotter, you have to have a good plan together, and you have to stick to your plan. It's something that I feel like if you start changing what you believe in halfway through the race, then it's not going to be a good race for you. So I try to lean on people that I know that have been very successful here, and try to get some insight from them when I think I might have a little bit of a chance. So do that, and then just try to make myself as good as I can be.
But you got to be around there at the end, and just making those right decisions throughout the day to not get yourself in danger is tough. You're not always going to get it right, but we certainly try. Yeah, no, it'd be great. And I think it's a race that everyone wants to end their career and be able to say that you've won. And I think that's the case for everyone here. And for me, it's I respect what the event is and what the event has done for NASCAR have a lot of respect and admiration for the winners who've been able to achieve this goal. And I would love to add my name to that for sure. So I'm looking forward to another opportunity, and I'm excited to be here. I hope it goes our way.
Now that we've accomplished all we accomplished, I feel like that I'm actually going to have to work harder now than I did last year. And the Cup Series is humbling, and I need to and want to sustain this level of competition. So it's going to be hard to do that. The wall? No, I don't think it wouldn't work here.
That would be great, to kind of drop the mic moment, but yeah, you're right, not possible.
Good. Thanks. Yep.